Welcome to Jesus Love Channel. We're so glad you're here. This is a place where hearts are uplifted, faith is strengthened, and God's love is shared through every message. May you find peace, hope, and purpose as you journey with us. Jesus loves you deeply and forever. Welcome home. The stillness is holy, my child. Perhaps the quiet has settled upon you, a stillness that feels unfamiliar. You've been carrying weights that others do not see, and now, in this quiet, it feels as though time has paused. But hear me clearly, beloved. This moment is not a void. It is not absence. It is holy ground. I am here, and I am working within you. There is a sacred process unfolding, one that cannot be rushed or explained. The stillness is not punishment or delay. It is preparation. Though your heart may long to move, to prove, to do something visible, do not mistake motion for progress. What I am building inside you requires space, silence, and surrender. You might feel a pressure rise, an urge to show signs of progress before the inward work is complete, to validate your path through outward affirmation. But I tell you, yielding to that pressure now will interrupt the beautiful transformation I have already begun. Stay with me here. Just be present. In this quiet space, I am forming within you a strength unlike any you have known, a certainty that does not depend on changing circumstances or others' approval. A peace that is not attached to what you can produce, but rooted in who I've called you to be. Let go of the idea that stillness is wasted time. This season is not a detour, it is the rhythm of what comes next. Stay grounded, stay open, do not push, do not rush. Let my voice be enough. My precious one, when you feel the weight of weariness settle upon you, and it may, hold this truth close. Strength does not always roar. Sometimes it looks like showing up for another day. Sometimes it's trusting that this hour, this breath, is a part of the greater purpose I hold for you. You no longer need to convince anyone. You don't need to chase outcomes to feel worthy. You are not lost. You are not adrift. You are firmly established in my care. My plan for your life is not a distant concept. It is unfolding right now, in this moment, in this stillness. What you feel as pause is actually the first movement of something new, a beginning that takes root deep within before it ever shows outwardly. So I ask only this: walk with me. Not perfectly, not flawlessly, just faithfully. I do not require you to be without fault. I only ask that you stay close to me. When the morning comes and you feel uncertain, ask, how can I move today and step with the inner leading you provide? Whatever the moment calls for, gentleness, honesty, courage, step into it. Let it come from the quiet strength I've placed within you, not from fear or striving. This is not the end. It is the sacred beginning, and I am with you, even here. The strength formed in silence. My child, you may wonder if this quiet is doing anything at all. The world outside urges you to move, to act, to make things happen. But I say, allow this time to root you. Trust the process I've begun within. The quiet is not absence, it is formation. I am shaping your foundation here, away from the noise, so when the time comes to build outwardly, you will not waver. There is no need to rush clarity. You do not have to know the full picture right now. What I am doing in you is not incomplete. It is unfolding, moment by moment. Each breath, each day you remain faithful is part of that unfolding. I see you waking each morning, unsure if anything has changed. You wonder if your quiet trust matters, and I tell you, it matters more than you know. That quiet courage to begin again, without applause, without guarantee, carries immense weight in the spiritual realm. It is not wasted, it is seen. There is no scoreboard in my kingdom. There is only the quiet faithfulness of a soul that chooses me again and again, even when no one else sees it. That is strength, that is devotion, that is love. So do not measure your worth by visible results. Do not fall into the trap of believing that if others don't notice your progress, it must not be real. Your transformation does not require confirmation from those around you. I see it, I witness it, and that is enough. You are not being held back. You are being established. You may feel like there's nothing to show for your inner work, but I tell you, there is fruit forming, even if it has not yet broken through the soil, and when it does, it will be strong, lasting, and true. Do not despise the gentle pace of healing. It is better to grow slowly in truth than to rise quickly on fragile ground. What I am doing in you now will sustain you later, when the winds blow and the seasons shift. When you look at yourself and only see what still feels unfinished, remember this: I do not call you by your weakness. I call you by your name. I do not define you by what you've yet to become. I define you by my love for you, which is unchanging. Your identity is not built on what has happened to you. It is not shaped by how long it has taken you to feel whole again. It is not decided by what others fail to recognize in you. Your identity is this: you are mine. This is your true name, and nothing can remove it. So today, as you walk through your quiet hours, carry this truth close. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are not less than. You are being made new. And that process, though invisible, is sacred. Let peace settle in your chest. Let hope rise quietly. Let me lead you, one small step at a time. My beloved child, perhaps there are still moments when old voices return, memories, labels, and names you never chose, yet somehow believed. Perhaps in seasons of deep loneliness, you absorbed unspoken messages that your feelings were too much, your silence too strange, your inner world too complicated to be loved. Maybe when you reached out and no one responded with the gentleness you needed, you quietly withdrew. You learned to carry your pain alone. You thought you had no choice but to be strong. But that strength, the silence, the guardedness, the hiding, it was not who you truly are. It was how you survived. And I saw it all. I never turned away from you, not for a moment. Even in your most private pain, I stayed near. I never called you excessive. I never said your emotions were a burden. I never once judged the way you protected yourself. You weren't wrong for needing safety. You weren't weak for wanting to be seen. You were simply longing to be known, and that longing is sacred. I know what you've tried to protect. I know why you became quiet, why you stayed small, why you stopped expecting to be understood. But child, you are not the defenses you built. You are not the strategies you created to avoid being hurt again. You are not the one who disappears. You are not the one who is too much. You are not the one who must earn their place through perfection or silence. You are my beloved. You are fully seen and wholly known, and still completely embraced. I am not looking at your survival patterns with disappointment. I'm looking at your heart with compassion. I know why you learned to keep quiet. I know why your jaw clenches, why your shoulders tighten, why your breath barely reaches deep places. These are not random physical reactions. They are signs. They are your body remembering pain. But now, I am teaching you to live from peace instead of protection. Let me speak something into you now, something the world failed to say clearly. You are safe with me. Your quiet does not disqualify you. It is not a flaw. It is not a wall. It is the soil where new life is forming. Even if others could not meet you in your depths, I always could, and I always did. Now I am calling you out of the self you created for survival and into the self I designed in love. Not the self who must explain her emotions or tone down his presence to be accepted, but the true self, honest, soft, resilient, whole. Let go of the old names, the ones that came from fear, not truth. Let go of the image you've been trying to maintain. You are not a broken version of who you were meant to be. You are becoming exactly who I have always seen in you. And even if you don't yet feel whole, you already are, because I say you are, and my word is final. The unseen shift is real. My child, you may not fully see it yet, but the shift within you is already underway. Not loud, not dramatic, but quiet and steady. Just like the way I move, you didn't force this transformation. It began the moment you stopped running, the moment you allowed yourself to breathe in the stillness, even when you didn't understand it. You think it was just survival, just waiting, but it was more. It was surrender. It was sacred. You are changing, not by striving, but by being, by letting go of the pressure to prove, by allowing peace to root where anxiety once lived. That is no small thing. In the unseen corners of your soul, I've been restoring you. Where the world demanded noise, you chose silence. Where others rushed ahead, you chose to stay and listen. That choice, simple, quiet, is powerful in the kingdom. Understand this. The change within you is real. Even when it feels slow, even when no one else notices, even when the mirror still reflects familiar wounds. It is real because I began it, and I never begin what I will not complete. Others may not know the depth of what you've walked through. They may never see the cost of your quiet victories, but I do. Every time you chose faith over fear, every time you breathed instead of reacted, every time you waited with me instead of pushing ahead. I saw it, and I honored it. You don't need to explain it to anyone. Your life will show it. Real change doesn't need to be announced. It reveals itself in the calm you carry, in the kindness you offer, in the way your presence settles a room rather than stirs it. Even now, as you read these words, something deep inside you recognizes the truth. You feel the resonance, not because you're being told something new, but because you're remembering what your spirit always knew. You were made to live this way, not hurried, not hardened, not hidden, but steady, peaceful, open. You don't have to strive to become anything. You're already being revealed. The real you, the one I formed before the world gave you other names, is emerging. And as you allow that self to rise, the world around you will slowly respond. Doors will open, not forced, but aligned. People will notice, not because you demanded attention, but because peace always draws the searching heart. Do not be discouraged if some people drift away during this shift. Some were connected to the version of you that had to survive. But I am bringing new ones, souls who will honor your journey, who won't need explanations to understand your silence, who will cherish the gentle strength you now carry. You are not alone. You never were. And now you're no longer hidden. You are seen. You are whole. You are rising, softly, quietly, truly. You are no longer hidden. My precious one, there was a time when hiding felt necessary. You folded parts of yourself away, not because you lacked courage, but because the world did not yet know how to handle your depth. You weren't withdrawing out of fear. You were seeking protection. You needed a safe place when others could not offer it. And so you learned how to disappear quietly, how to carry the weight on your own. But now I am gently drawing you out, not to expose you, not to demand more of you, but because you no longer need the walls you once built. You are strong now, not in a loud or forceful way, but in a way that allows your spirit to rest, even in uncertain places. You don't need to shrink anymore. You don't have to apologize for your quiet nature, your deep thoughts, your careful presence. These are not shortcomings, they are gifts. You were never made to race through life or to shout over the noise. You were made to carry peace into chaos, to move steadily with purpose, to listen closely and speak with weight. The quiet strength within you is now being noticed. Maybe not in obvious ways, but subtly, in how you show up without fanfare, in how your words bring calm, in how your eyes reflect safety and understanding. You don't need to explain the work I've done within you. You only need to live from it. Let your life speak without performance. Let the inner peace I've built in you become your response to a world still chasing validation. You're no longer chasing worth. You found it. You are not fragile. What's being restored in you is resilient. The kind of strength that bends without breaking. The kind that doesn't boast, but doesn't back down either. You're walking into spaces now, not with desperation, but with clarity. You no longer feel the need to be everywhere for everyone. You no longer need to carry conversations that leave you empty. You're not here to fix everything or prove anything. You are here to be, to simply be who I made you to be. That is enough. You may notice certain things around you begin to shift. Invitations may come. Old patterns may fall away. Some relationships may change or fade. Don't be alarmed. This isn't punishment, it's alignment. I am shaping your outer world to reflect the inner transformation. It must mirror what I've done inside you. I am sending people who will honor this gentler, truer version of you. People who will not pull you back into striving or force you into performance. They will not be drawn to you for what you do, but for who you are. Let me reorder your life. Let me surround you with peace, not just within you, but around you. You are stepping into the open now, not to be seen, but to shine in stillness. Release what was never yours. My child, you've carried burdens that were never meant for you. Over time, without realizing it, you picked up names, expectations, and self-perceptions that were not placed on you by me. They came through pain, silence, misunderstanding, or moments when you were simply trying to survive. And slowly, they began to feel like your identity. But now, I am gently asking you to release them. You may have been told you were too emotional, so you learned to suppress your feelings. You may have been told you were too quiet, so you tried to perform louder than your nature. You may have been ignored in your vulnerability, so you learned to hide it, to bury your heart beneath layers of strength that felt safe but isolated. But hear me now. Those identities were never mine for you. You are not too much. You are not too quiet. You are not enough. These are labels born of human limitation, not divine truth. When you tried to speak and were silenced, I heard every unspoken word. When you cried out and received no comfort, I caught every tear. When you believed you had to carry your pain alone, I was already beside you, holding space for your healing. Let me remind you now of who you truly are, not who your wounds told you to be, but who I created with purpose. You are soft yet strong. You are gentle but grounded. You are deep, not difficult. You are worthy, without effort. You are allowed to take up space, not by force, but by simply being. Your emotions are not a burden. They are sacred signals. Your quiet is not a weakness. It is a reflection of my peace within you. Your longing to be known was not a flaw. It was a mirror of my longing to dwell closely with you. You are not defined by the moments you broke down. You are not limited by the time it took you to return. You are not bound to the image others projected onto you. You are mine. And because you are mine, I declare you whole, not in the future, but now. Not when others agree, but because I have spoken it over you. So take a deep breath, beloved. Exhale the lies. Inhale my truth. Let it settle deeper than the noise, deeper than your fears. You don't need to defend who you are becoming. You only need to allow me to keep revealing it. And I will. Day by day, layer by layer, truth by truth. You are not becoming someone new. You are returning to someone real. You are not being remade. You are being uncovered. And what's underneath is beautiful. It is enough. It is you. The gentle emergence. My beloved child, you are emerging. Not through fanfare, not through sudden bursts of visibility, but with grace, with clarity, and with quiet strength. This emergence is not a performance. It's the revealing of what I've been building within you all along. You might still feel unsure. After all, so much of your journey happened in silence. But make no mistake, silence is not absence, and stillness is not delay. What has happened in the hidden places is now beginning to bloom. Not everyone will see it immediately. Not everyone will understand how much you've changed. And that's okay. The work I do inside my children is not for spectacle. It is for stability. You do not need applause to validate your progress. You do not need confirmation from others to know that something sacred has shifted. Just keep living from the peace I've placed within you. Your transformation will show in the way you respond rather than react, in the way you pause before you speak, in the way your presence brings rest instead of rush. These quiet signs are not small, they are profound. You do not need to explain yourself. You don't have to prove you're different. You only need to be, and your being, grounded in me, will be a living testimony. Some may feel uncomfortable with the new steadiness in you. They may miss the version of you that overgave, overexplained, overfunctioned. But my child, that version of you was built from survival. And I have led you into something deeper, into peace, into presence, into power that doesn't need to perform. You no longer have to shrink to make others comfortable. You no longer have to pretend to be fine just to keep the peace. You no longer have to hide what you feel or dilute what you know. You are safe to be seen now, not as a version shaped by pressure, but as the person I have lovingly and patiently formed in the quiet. So when the time comes to step forward, do it gently. Do it as yourself. You do not need to step up as if rising to someone else's standard. You only need to step into the space I have prepared for you, the one that fits you, not because you earned it, but because I designed it for you. You are not entering the world to take, to prove, or to compete. You are entering to carry peace, to serve, to simply exist in fullness. And because you do, others will sense something different. They may not know what it is, but they will feel it. The calm, the clarity, the comfort that flows from someone who has walked through the fire and come out whole. You are that person now. Not broken, not behind, just ready, quietly, truly, fully ready. The quiet that speaks loudly. My beloved child, you are now carrying something the world cannot easily define, but it cannot ignore either. It is the quiet peace I've placed within you, a calm that remains even when the storms gather. This peace is not a product of comfort or control. It is the result of deep healing, patient trust, and sacred stillness. It is me, alive within you. You no longer have to explain yourself. The shift in your soul will speak without needing words. The way you respond slowly instead of reacting quickly, the way you listen more than you speak, the way you choose peace instead of performance, this is how the world will know you have been with me. I know you still feel tempted at times to prove you've changed, to show how far you've come. But my child, the most powerful proof is simply the person you are becoming. And that becoming does not need a platform. It just needs space. Do not feel guilty for choosing a quieter rhythm. The world rushes, but you were never meant to be swept up in its pace. Your path is different, set apart. What I am building in you is not made to impress, it's made to last. You no longer need to carry the pressure of being understood by everyone. Some may misread your silence, others may not see the strength behind your calm. But that is not your burden to carry. Your role is not to convince them. Your role is to remain grounded in me. Even now, you might feel a shift happening within your surroundings. Circumstances are aligning, not because you've pushed for change, but because you are finally aligned within. That inner wholeness has made room for my favor to touch the external areas of your life. Doors will open, not because you forced them, but because you are now ready to walk through them. Relationships will grow, not because you chase connection, but because you have learned to connect first with me. Opportunities will come, not as distractions, but as confirmations. Stay grounded, my child. Don't rush to seize everything at once. Not every open door is from me. Let peace be your compass. If it stirs anxiety, step back. If it confirms the calm I've placed inside you, draw near. You will know what is mine by the way it does not disturb your inner stillness. You now carry a quiet that speaks volumes. Others may not understand the path you've taken, but they will feel the fruit of it. Your very presence will be a refuge for those who are still searching. Your stillness will offer them a glimpse of me. You don't need to speak loudly. You only need to live truly. Your wholeness, quiet, rooted calm, will say everything that needs to be said. And I will be with you in every step forward. The rise of gentle authority. My precious child, there is something remarkable unfolding inside you. A kind of authority that doesn't need to demand, prove, or control. It is the authority of someone who knows who they are. Someone who has walked through valleys, survived silence, endured misunderstanding, and come out on the other side with clarity and peace. This is what I'm establishing in you now, gentle authority. You do not need to raise your voice to be heard. You do not need to compete with the chaos to make an impact. Your calm is powerful. Your stillness carries weight. Your presence, anchored in me, brings order to confusion and hope to unrest. The peace within you is not passive, it is profoundly active. It rearranges atmospheres, it settles hearts, it reminds others that there is another way. And yes, it comes from the quiet place, the one where I met you, refined you, and walked with you through every unspoken battle. This authority is not learned through platforms or applause. It is born through perseverance in hidden places. That's why it cannot be taken from you. It was not given by the world, and so the world cannot remove it. I know you sometimes wonder if you're doing enough. You look around and compare your journey to those who seem more visible, more vocal, more accomplished. But child, your assignment is not to be louder, it's to be faithful. What I've asked of you is not performance, but presence. You are not behind. You are not unseen. You are precisely where I need you to be. And from this quiet foundation, I am raising up a new expression of strength in you. A strength that doesn't shout, but speaks with assurance. A strength that doesn't rush, but moves with grace. A strength that doesn't control, but simply abides and invites others into peace. Let me show you how to live from this place daily. Not as a temporary season, but as a new way of being. Start by tending to your physical self with compassion. Your body has carried so much tension, memories, silent burdens. I'm not just calling you to release those spiritually. I'm asking you to release them physically too. Breathe more deeply. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. These small acts are not just about comfort. They are declarations. They say, I no longer live in survival. I am safe. I am held. I am whole. I reside in your very being, not just in your thoughts, but in every part of you. Your body is sacred ground. It's not separate from your healing. It's a vital part of it. Let peace flood you, spirit, soul, and body. You are no longer fighting for space. You already belong. You carry my presence. And where you go, my peace follows. A new way of moving forward. My child, now begins a new way of walking, one that does not mirror the world's patterns of striving or proving. You are not stepping forward with a heavy heart or a restless mind, but with the assurance that you are held, guided, and prepared. The quiet work I have done in you has established something deeper than certainty. It has created alignment between who you are and where you are going. This next chapter is not about striving for outcomes. It is about walking in step with me. Each morning I ask you not to begin with worry or planning, but with a simple, open question. How can I move today in harmony with what you are doing in me, Lord? The answer may not always look big or bold. It might be a moment of rest when you would have pushed forward, a word of kindness when you would have remained silent, a small act of courage when fear tries to speak first. And all of these are holy. You may not realize it, but the smallest acts done from a place of peace carry far more impact than grand gestures driven by fear or pressure. This is how I want you to move now. Not hurried, not reactive, but rooted. Let the way you walk reflect the quiet strength within you. Let your life no longer be a reaction to expectations, but a response to my spirit. Let your choices flow not from anxiety, but from alignment. And if something disrupts your peace, pause. That disturbance is not always a sign of failure, but it is often a signal to draw nearer to me. You will begin to notice this shift in your awareness. You will feel when something resonates and when something feels out of sync. That sensitivity is not a weakness, it is wisdom. It is the fruit of the stillness you've honored. Trust it. You are no longer navigating life alone. You never were, but now you know it. I am in your steps. I am in your decisions. I am in your voice when it trembles with truth. I am in the pauses you take to breathe and reset. I am in the boundaries you set, not out of rejection, but out of reverence for the peace I've planted in you. This is how we walk together now. Not as a ruler behind you, demanding perfection, but as a loving father beside you, offering presence, correction, and delight. So go gently. Step forward, not with force, but with faith. You are not being launched into a test. You are being invited into a deeper rhythm. And as you walk, you'll begin to see it. The peace you carry within will begin to shape the world around you. My cherished child, you may still wonder, is anyone noticing this change in me? But I tell you, your quiet life is already speaking, not in shouts or declarations, but in steady presence, in grace-filled responses, in the way your peace softens hard places and your gentleness holds space where others feel seen. You are becoming a message that cannot be denied, not because of what you say, but because of who you are. Those who are watching may not understand the full depth of your transformation, but they will feel something different. Some will draw near, hungry for the calm you carry. Others may resist, unsettled by the stillness they can't explain. But either way, your presence will leave an imprint. My peace in you is undeniable. Do not be discouraged when your growth goes unacknowledged. I am not building you for approval. I am forming you as a vessel of my presence. You are no longer trying to be impressive. You are simply being whole. That wholeness is your testimony. Let me remind you of something very simple, yet deeply true. You are not behind. The world will try to measure you by timelines, accomplishments, or visibility. But I do not count days, I shape hearts. And yours has become a sanctuary, a still place where I dwell. You are not late, you are not lagging. You are becoming, and this unfolding cannot be rushed. I am the one who orders your days. So do not feel guilty for how long healing has taken. It has taken exactly the time it needed to take. And even now, the process is not complete. It is simply becoming visible. The roots went down first. Now the fruit will begin to emerge, and it will be good. You are no longer operating from lack. You are living from overflow. The quiet time taught you this, not by giving you more to do, but by teaching you how to be. You are learning to live in alignment, not performance. You are learning to offer kindness that doesn't empty you. You are learning to say no without guilt. You are learning to stay present, even when uncertainty arises. And in this way, your life will quietly teach others what peace looks like in real time. They will learn from how you rest without apology. They will learn from how you listen with intention. They will learn from how you walk away from chaos and lean into stillness. You don't have to preach it. You don't have to explain it. Just live it. Let your life speak. Let your peace be the loudest thing about you. And know this, beloved, I'm not done. What I've started in you will continue to unfold, layer by layer, day by day, and through it all, I will remain with you. Always. Thank you. From the depths of my heart, thank you for your presence, your kindness, and your willingness to walk with me through these quiet and sacred moments. Your support means more than words can express. May peace and grace continue to surround you always.